America 250, Revolutionary War Patriots of Waterford, Vermont, by Nola A. Forbes and Beth Cannell for the Waterford, Vermont Historical Society. This is page 14, Soule Cushman. Soule Cushman was born January 9th, 1748, in Duxbury, Massachusetts. He died November 15th, 1795, in Littleton, New Hampshire, and is buried at the Wheeler Hill Cemetery in Littleton, New Hampshire. Find a grave number 386-39233. Massachusetts Soldiers and Sailors in the War of the Revolution reports that Soule, also spelled S-O-U-L as opposed to S-O-U-L-E, was a corporal in Lieutenant Nathaniel Pope's company, part of Colonel John Hathaway's regiment, also known as the 2nd Bristol Company Regiment. He entered the service on August 3rd, 1780, and was discharged 6 days later after responding to an alarm at Rhode Island. At that time, the French Comte de Rochambeau's troops were struggling to recover from their journey across the Atlantic, with some 800 soldiers and 1,500 sailors afflicted with scurvy, according to the Battle of Rhode Island Association. Royal Navy ships kept appearing off the coast, but did not attack. The Marquis de Lafayette brought 2,000 men there around August 3rd to 5th, and it's likely that Cushman witnessed some of this. In 1769, still in Massachusetts, Soule married Lydia Kempton, who died a year later, possibly related to the birth of their child Thomas, 1770 to 1815. He then married Thankful Delano in 1775, and they had 9 children. Most of these stayed in Waterford or married into families in neighboring Barnet, Vermont. Soule and Thankful Delano Cushman appear to have settled across the Connecticut River from Waterford in Littleton, New Hampshire, by 1792, as their last 2 children were born there, confirmed in a birth record. Their son John is noted twice in Dr. C.E. Harris's Waterford book, A Vermont Village, with connections to the 1820s, so the family can be considered Waterford folks by then. Soule's relatively uncommon name was actually the surname of his mother, Mary Soule Cushman. Mary's family dates back to George Soule's arrival on the Mayflower, and the well-documented Cushman family arrived in America in 1621 and remained in the Plymouth area. Both Soule and his wife, Thankful, had trades. He was a shoemaker and she a tailoress, according to the North America Family History's 1500 to 2000 database. Among the many Cushman descendants living in the region today is Bertram Fissette, whose mother was Mabel Cushman. Allen Hill, another descendant who now lives in southern New England, generously returned to Waterford a baker's peel used in the Pike Streeter Tavern in Upper Waterford. The Cushman Cemetery, near the end of East Village Road, shelters descendants, with later generations of one branch of the family described by Edward B. Lee in his 1984 booklet, East St. Johnsbury, Vermont. That's page 14, and this was Beth reading it.